Live for the Power Chat series with veteran fighter Gina Thornton for the Middle Tennessee Classic. Gina, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So I know you just came back from working out on your day, and it was for anybody watching. It was busy to get Gina onto this show because you work and I work. So I'm glad we could get this done. But tell me, how did you do at the Middle Tennessee Classic?
Um, I did okay. I won 18 plus, 30 plus, the overall, and then the open weight.
So it was
So
pretty much a clean sweep. Not pretty
it
much. It
was.
was a clean sweep. And I saw you
It
got
was.
a nice belt to go with it. Where did you put that belt?
Uh, it's in the house, but it's actually going to my parents' house.
Oh, very nice. Is that what you normally do?
Yes, I don't keep any of that stuff at my house. I always take it to my parents' house.
It's too cluttered for you, but I'm sure they appreciate having their daughters, stuff.
Yes, my mom not so much, but my dad, yes.
Okay. So you just got finished working out. Are you going to go back to teach for later today?
No, I am actually done working out for today. I will actually work in about 3 hours, so I'll go to work in 3 hours.
Oh, okay. Oh my goodness. Busy, busy lady. So now tell me how the Middle Tennessee Classic went. How was the competition? How did it run? Things like that.
Um, I think it ran really well. I do like the Pro Mac tournaments. I think the only thing I did not like, and I heard somebody talking about it at Diamond Nationals, is that
Mhm.
it gave me a time, and then it changed the time just a little bit. Like it said, 3:45, then it moved to 3:12, which was fine. So I came in the tournament about, I don't know, 2 o'clock, and then all of a
Mhm.
sudden, I got they were calling my name. So it was like, you know, I guess the uh, the company they use for the registering and keeping updates, it's just not like my Uventex. It
Mhm.
doesn't keep you updated. Like, it was just 2 o'clock. All of a sudden, you need me. So I was kind of rushing with that. That was the only thing I really didn't care for. But
Mhm.
other than that, I think the tournament ran well. I think, you know, Pro Mac is a pretty good league.
It's
Um,
that it's trying to catch that balance for promoters of they
right.
want you in and out, right? They want you to go soon, but then they have to like understand you need time to warm up. It's the same thing like
I mean,
boarding a plane.
it's not even
They're not.
about the warming up. You got to be ready. But I'm like, don't tell
Mhm.
me 3:12, and then all of a sudden I'm there,
Mhm.
an hour and a half before time, and then all of a sudden I'm needed
Mhm.
in the ring. Like that was the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like that was a. But other than that, yeah, it was fine. It was a good tournament. The people are great. Um, all those tournaments I do actually have to travel to, so they're not around the corner. But
Mhm.
I mean, other than that, it was fine. It was a
Did
good
you bring
tournament.
any students there?
No, lately I kind of go on the fly. I
Okay.
just started training again, and I'm just kind of enjoying it. I
Uh-huh.
miss getting out there, so the last couple of tournaments have not been planned. Like,
Uh-huh.
you know, it's just like, oh, I see this tournament. I'll get off work Saturday morning. I think I can get there in time. I mean, it's just kind of on the fly. It's nothing
Wh-
like.
what's been sparking just your decision to go to tournaments you haven't necessarily mentally planned that you're going to go do this?
I think for me right now, one, I like the working out. I like the training. That's me. That's part of my routine. But also, I miss being out there competing. I don't. I didn't go to Diamond Nationals. I don't think I'm ready for that. I mean, it's been almost 3 years since I've been competing. So I think I just miss it enough. I'm like, hey, let's just give it a try. You know.
Mhm.
Uh, so
Is bigger NASCAR tournaments, bigger tournaments on the schedule on your radar, or are you just having fun with it and taking it tournament to
no, not
tournament?
right now. I'm just having fun, just kind of popping up here and there. And I don't really have a big plan.
That keeps competitors on their toes, especially for the regional events, right? Like, is Gina Thornton going to show up at this tournament? Am I going to have to fight her? You know?
Yeah, I mean, and then I don't even register until like I later. I mean, like I register maybe when I get in the parking lot, or I'll wait and then register. I don't, you know. You never know.
Okay.
Something may come up
Yeah.
and like, oh, I can't go today, so maybe I'll find another one. But I'm
So
just
maybe
enjoying getting out there.
maybe others know, but I don't. What was it the 3 year break that you took? What caused that?
Well, COVID for one.
Uh-huh.
But also I did get injured again. Um, and then so I was out. And then I just decided, at that time I wanted a break, you know, mentally. I guess the last injury kind of got to me, and so I just stopped altogether and took a long break. And then I was like, you know what? This is not me. I miss it. I want to get back into it. So started training and working out, and just decided to get out there.
And you've been in the game for a long time. Is this the longest like prolonged break you've taken, or have you done that
Yes.
in the past? Okay.
No, this is the longest break I've taken.
What was that like just for 3 years? I mean, for many people they pause for one or two because of COVID, but
It was more like, uh, just kind of living life. I mean, working, but um, you know, doing things with friends, hanging out and just doing things I hadn't been able to do, because I just been kind of on a routine.
and you in that time, even as I've watched and done these post shows, the talent and the competition are starting to kind of cycle through. As you know, as time goes by, younger guys step up, older people step out. How has the competition looked even at the regional level for where you've been competing?
The kids coming up are the future. I mean, when anybody, that's the last couple tournaments I've been to, I've talked to a couple kids or anything, their wins mean more than anything, to me, than what I'm doing right now. Um, but I think that the talent, the physical attributes, I think that's all there. The only
Mm-hmm.
thing I would say about the females, I mean, I said they're very talented. They have everything, but I think it's more like just girls, just kids fighting. Like
Mm-hmm.
nobody's really out there, hitting like, Morgan Plowden would or Katana Everett would. I mean, they're just not hitting these days.
Mm.
Um, so I mean, it's a little different as far as that, but I mean, the talent is unbelievable with, the kids, the juniors are coming up with. I mean,
Is
it's
that something that, and I've interviewed some of the men who are like, you know what, I'm not going to go out and hit as hard as I can. I'm going to get my point. I'm going to get out, right? What's the give take with as we speed up in fighting? Because it's gotten exponentially faster, I feel
oh yeah,
like.
oh yeah, it is.
Um, what's the give or take? Does there have
Uh,
to be?
I mean, the thing is, I think that it needs to be like far as like hitting, it needs to be natural. Like I mean, if Avery Plowden hit you with a back fist, you just got hit with a back fist. I mean, if Cam
Mm-hmm.
Dawson, hits you, with a shot, you got hit, but you also have to be the speed. It's point fighting. So it's
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be first point, but it shouldn't be so much that we tap. That's why people don't think that point fighters can do MMA or do the kickboxing, but we've proven we can. Like you got Raymond Daniels out there, you got the Ross Levine out there that can actually hit. But I think the juniors coming up, like it's just that kind of tag instead of just when I score, I need them to know that I scored. If
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, in reality, if we need to do it outside because we need self defense or something, the tag is not going to work. So
Mm-hmm.
you gotta think in reality, if I hit somebody, is it gonna do some damage or I'm gonna still be covering up for my life because I really didn't do anything to that person. If that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense.
No, no, yeah, it definitely does. And as time goes by and you got to keep up with the speed and the power, it's
Right.
just interesting to see someone who has seen the evolution of the different,
Oh yeah.
generations of sport
I
karate.
mean you gotta yeah, I mean the speed, you got to have the speed. I mean, Bailey Murphy, Tyreek Saint, I mean
Hmm.
their speed is unbelievable.
You
So
blink
you
and even
have
with
to
those, yeah.
yeah, you have to keep up with the speed, but don't take so much away from, like, I mean, you got to train your power, you got to train your speed. I mean, this is a hard game to get, a very
Hmm.
hard, expensive game.
Mm,
So I mean, you
hmm.
got to do your studying, you got to do your training, you got to keep, you know, changing with the times.
So,
Sometimes, like when we go to these local tournaments, like around here in
mhm.
Virginia, the judges and things are so far in time, like, back in time, that they don't want to change with the times. And so it doesn't help their tournament, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. And but speaking of, it's a hard and expensive game to get good at. So now, do you have any advice for people out there who don't have the means to go to every single NASCAR tournament, every regional tournament, do private lessons every week with someone who's charging 150 bucks an hour? How do you get good?
For me, like, that was me. So, you just keep training. I mean, you look at videos, because things are on the internet all the time now, and you
Mm,
train now. I didn't know anything about this game coming up until, I mean, I kind of blossomed later in life. I mean, I didn't really know anything about the point fighting and how big it was until I was probably 16, 17 years old. When I started training with Sean Elliott, and he kind of introduced me to the game and opened my eyes to it. So, I would drive a couple hours to come train with him.
mhm,
And, I didn't have the money to do anything else, so I didn't hit a lot of tournaments then. But I mean, you keep training, you keep working hard. You have to do what you need to do by yourself, like far as strength and
mhm,
conditioning. Then I'm training, and then I'm kind of looking at videos and studying. And I mean, it takes a while. You just have to stick with it. Like, it's not always going to happen. I mean,
mhm,
you think when I first got on the scene, I got my butt handed to me. I mean, and even then, when I was winning, I still got my butt handed to me. Like, I mean, I'll never forget Morgan beat me 10-0. But
mhm,
I mean, I hate to lose,
mhm.
but at the same time, it was like, I can't give up. You just got to
Yeah.
keep going. I mean, I listened to a lot of, like, clips of what, like, Kobe Bryant said. You know, you lose, you still got to wake up the next day and go through your journey. You win, you still got to wake up the next day and go through your journey. It's the same thing. You just keep training.
That's great advice for anyone watching. And so now, final question. A lot of the posts that Master Sean Elliott posts are the People's Champ. For anyone, why don't you tell everybody where that kind of nickname originates from?
I think, as I came up, I mean, I'll talk to anybody. I don't mind, talking to anybody, taking pictures, whether you're, a kid on up to adult. I mean, and I think sometimes when people, uh, like, they start to get a name, they get on a team, you forget where you came from.
Hmm.
Like, you were once that little kid, or you were once that person that, nobody knew you, and you looked up to some people. I mean, like, you know like I said, I kind of blossomed late in the game, but I came up where Regina Thompson was out there, and I mean, she was killing it. It was kind of, I didn't see, like, the Linda Dentleys, or um, I can't Nikki Lee Carlson. I didn't come up in those times, but I mean, you had those role models where, um, you know, she would talk to me, and we eventually, like, team fight. I mean, I think people forget. You have to remember where you came from. You were once that kid. You were once that person that nobody knew. And I always been the same person. I will talk to anybody. You ask me a question, even if, like, I always say in my seminars, even if you ask me a question just as simple as what's your favorite color, I will never not respond to you. I will
Hmm.
always. So I mean, I think that's just, where that came from. I will just always kind of been that person that's happy, smiling, you know. Now, I hate to lose, but I will not show you that. I mean, I
Hmm.
won't show you that. That's for me to handle myself. But I think that's just kind of where that came from. You know.
It's a very fitting nickname or a name that you have. I was just wondering where it started. So,
Yeah,
okay, all right, very cool. All right, so thank you, Gina, so much for coming on to the Power Chat series. I appreciate you making time in your schedule, and
of
I'm
course, of
looking
course.
forward to seeing you compete more and more and more.
We'll see. But anyway, I appreciate you having me on the show. Thank you. Hope everything's going well. Thanks, Alex Reyes, for messaging me and getting me on the show.
Okay. All right. For everyone watching, thanks so much for tuning into the Power Chat series. Next up is going to be Joey Castro. All righty. Thank you, Gina. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too.